Kyler Murray is everything you could want in a franchise quarterback. He's got a great arm. He's mobile. He's sedulous. He's athletic, and he showed all that this year, and that's why he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he not only is he really talented, but another thing that gives me hope that he will have a successful NFL career is his head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, with whom I think he works well. However, in this video, I'm also going to go over some both external and internal factors for Kyler Murray that did not work as well for him this year. But believe me, this guy is a good quarterback and will have a good career. One thing that I think Kyler Murray has going for him is his head coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury is a great offensive mind. I mean, he's not a Sean McVay or a Kyle Shanahan, but I mean, he's really great. He's really good at utilizing play action as he does here against the Seahawks. Now, look, I don't care who the Seahawks have on defense as long as they have Pete Carroll. It's always going to be a good defense, especially with Bobby Wagner in the middle. And so he's really right here, Kyler Murray is able to use play action and to bring the linebackers in, and then right when the linebackers start coming in, he throws it right behind him. And when they realize it's not a run, it's too late. It's already a completion and a first down. I mean, that's exactly how you should utilize play action, and Cliff Kingsbury just gets that. And this right here is a great use of a rub route in the end zone that Cliff Kingsbury calls and Kyler Murray executes really well. So basically what's going to happen is this tight end is going to be running a slant route down the middle of the field, and these receivers are going to be running a slant route the other way. So what this does, which you'll see, is since the Steelers are running man coverage, I believe that Joe Hayden will be running with the tight end, and he'll just get stopped because, as you can see here, because these two guys are running, he's just going to be caught there, and Joe Hayden can't keep running and can't keep chasing after him. And they don't have to worry about this guy because this guy's too worried about the running back, who I believe is Chase Edmonds there. But even if this player right here sees Charles Clay right behind him, and he tries to go help Joe Hayden with Charles Clay, then he can just give it to the running back. So yeah, it's just a great play call in the end zone. So that is one thing that Kyler Murray is the benefactor of, just really great play calling in my opinion. Not only does Kyler Murray work well in the Cliff Kingsbury system, but he's also just a talented, dynamic quarterback. Like he's got a great arm and can put zip on the ball like he does here against the Seahawks. And also he's mobile, which is something that Josh Rosen, the previous Cardinals quarterback, was not. Like Cliff Kingsbury can design runs for Murray, which he couldn't do with Rosen. And also, if there's nobody open downfield, Kyler Murray can make plays with his legs, which opens up a bunch of the playbook, and it can bail you out because there's a whole nother level of plays he can make. But also, he can make plays outside the pocket as well. And look, if you'll see that the tackle, his right tackle, I think, is Justin Murray, going up against T.J. Watt, who was in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. And it's just a fifth grader going up against a college senior. It's just not even a competition, and this play shows that really well. T.J. Watt's going to run right by him. I guess Justin Murray didn't get the hard count or something, so he just runs right by him. And Kyler Murray has to escape the pocket, but he does it with great poise, and he keeps his eyes downfield, even though T.J. Watt is right on his back hip, and he finds Christian Kirk. I mean, that is really mature, and it shows all of his talent. Another thing that makes me think that Kyler Murray is going to have success this year is also the DeAndre Hopkins trade. I mean, Kyler Murray did not have much help from his receivers this year. Like this play, Kyler Murray did everything perfectly, and the receiver just straight out dropped it. He's got this receiver running down the middle. He throws it right to him. Beautiful throw. And he just straight out drops it. The thing about DeAndre Hopkins is he has some of the best hands in the NFL. And so he will be there to make these plays for Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray will make these plays for him. He just puts the ball in the perfect spot. The receiver just straight out drops it. Like, he's an NFL receiver. He should catch that. But, yeah, the DeAndre Hopkins trade is going to be huge for him. Every once in a while I noticed he'll miss something with a pre-play analysis. Like in this play, I think shows it well. He has this receiver right here running a slant route, and there are no linebackers in the middle because the two linebackers are blitzing the quarterback. And so you should see that they're blitzing immediately and fire the slant route. Instead of doing that, he goes to the receiver on the top of the screen. But as you can clearly see, the slot receiver is wide open because there are no linebackers because the linebackers blitz. And instead, Kyler Murray just wanted a big play and went deep when he had an easy play right down the middle. Look, he's a rookie. He's bound to make mistakes like that. I'm not too worried about it. One thing I saw a tad more than I would have liked, there's just some missed short passes. Like this one right here. He's in the red zone. It's third down. He's got to make a play. And he's got this receiver right here wide open on a curl route, and he just airmails it. I don't know if the ball slipped out of his hand, but it just was a little bit too common for me. Like, there happened a little bit too often. I mean, I hope it's not a sign of things to come. I don't think it is. Maybe he just needs to work on his grip or something. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. Another thing you notice whenever you watch film from this Cardinals offense is how truly abysmal this offensive line is. Now, look, sometimes they play better than others, but they're too inconsistent to have anybody to have any sort of confidence in it. Like, I think this drive against the Bucs shows how terribly they can play. Give it to Kenyon Drake and he goes backwards. Like, the entire 2 or 3 Bucs defenders are like right in his face as soon as he starts to turn upfield. You can't expect a running back to succeed that way. And now the quarterback is in a bad position because they're behind the sticks and he has to make a play. And so Cliff Kingsbury tries to give Kyler Murray some time because the offensive line isn't. So he calls a bootleg to get him out of the pocket. But that doesn't work anyway because even though he's further away from the defensive line and out of the pocket, there's going to, as soon as he turns around to see the field for the first time on the play, there's going to be a defender right in his face. And so now he has to run for his life away from those 2 defenders that are going to be right in his face as soon as he gets to see the field, so he doesn't even have a fair shot on this play. Like, he just turned around, and now he's running for his freaking life. I mean, you can't expect a quarterback to succeed when you give him time like that. And so now it's 3rd and 16 because luckily Kyler Murray was mature enough to just throw the ball away. And so they call another pass play. But just like the 2 plays before, the Bucs defensive line just comes in, and this time they actually finish the sack. Like, that was just one example, but believe me, there are more examples of this offensive line mispractice. Now, look, I know that Isaiah Simmons, whom they took with the 8th overall pick in the draft, is a fabulous player and may even win Defensive Rookie of the Year and transform this defense. However, I think that you got to build around Kyler Murray a little bit more, especially with people like Jedrick Wills in the class who were available at that pick. I mean, like, you got to build around your young quarterback. I mean, that's just the way I think. So I have trouble loving the Isaiah Simmons pick as much as I want to, because I just love watching Kyler Murray play, and I want to watch it for longer. And I think and I don't want him to get injured. And I think getting someone like Jedrick Wills or even Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa or Mekhi Becton out of Louisville, I mean, I just think that would lengthen his career and just also open up the playbook so much more, because since they had such terrible offensive line play, Cliff Kingsbury actually had to call so many screen passes just to get the ball out of Kyler Murray's hand. I mean, according to Next Gen Stats, Kyler Murray had the lowest average completed air yards of any Week 1 starter other than Derek Carr, Joe Flacco, and Jacoby Brissett, because he just wanted to get the ball out of his hands. He couldn't wait for the routes to develop at all. So yeah, Kyler Murray will have success in this league. I did some nitpicking on some of his plays and the Cardinals draft strategy. I just kind of wish he had an ombudsman in the Cardinals draft room. But Isaiah Simmons is a great player, and I think he'll do wonders for this team. And he's just talented, and he's a fun player to watch. I enjoyed watching all this film on Kyler Murray, and I just look forward to seeing everything he does in this league. And I'm excited for him to play against the 49ers. I think that's going to be a great game.